Sessions number 6. Actually, I'm really not that tired. I've been up for like an hour and a half. Getting stiffed down around the house. Hashtag dad life. So today, I decided to do my coffee sessions with me, Ukulele. So my best friend gave this to me. This was actually his grandfather's that he bought when he was stationed in Pearl Harbor just after World War II. You can't really see it, but this was made in Honolulu. Pretty cool. Anyway, I was thinking this morning, I can play quite a few instruments. Ukulele, bass, guitar, obviously. I've done a lot of guitar stuff. Banjo, mandolin. Now the mandolin is weird. So like with the guitar, so like your G chord position would be like that, right? I don't know. I usually just play like this, 4 fingers, or 3 fingers if I'm feeling lazy. So like this shape here, 3rd fret and 2nd fret, right? And then your C does the same position, right? So you have G, C, and F. So the idea is with the mandolin, everything is starting on the bottom side. So like your low E string is actually down here because it's E, A, D, G, which is inverted from guitar. So everything is kind of backwards and inverted, but if you can kind of wrap your mind around that, G, C, and then A minor, like that on the mandolin. So it's kind of weird. But the idea is if you can understand the chording and melodic positions on the guitar, I feel like the guitar is probably the best instrument to learn. If you can understand how all of that stuff functions based on the tuning of the strings. So like E, A, D, G, B, E, that's the tuning of the strings. So if you can wrap your mind around what notes the strings are, and you understand your notation system. So as just an example, let's start with the, hang on, let me get a new page here. I didn't want to really do diagrams, but yeah, it all makes sense. All right, so if we start on C, C actually, B, A, G, F, E, D, and C. B, A, G, F, E, D, C. So here, we have 2 octaves. Uno and dos. 2 octaves. All right, so basically your one at the bottom of the page, that's low. And the one at the top, that's high. So you can see I'm going from low pitch to high pitch. And that's how you would read sheet music. You read from bottom to top. It's very important. The next thing to understand is the note spacing, but we're not going to get into that. So basically, if I have an E string on the guitar, the banjo's E string is actually a D. So it's 1 whole step or 2 frets lower. Do you see what I'm saying there? So just as an example, so your E would be here on the 4th fret. So the D is 2 frets lower. What happens is if your string is tuned 2 frets lower, you have to compensate 2 frets higher. I'll show you what I mean. The F chord is an excellent example of this. Whoops. So that's your F chord, your pointer finger's barring across the first frets of the first 2 strings, right? So if my E string is tuned down to D, then that means I have to go up 2 frets. Now I can't move my pointer finger up and like, oh, I guess I can manage the rest of the chord. That just seems ridiculous. There's no way in heck I would want to play that. So I have to use a different finger to compensate for that. So that's if I'm on the banjo. So if that makes sense, so your high E string is tuned down 2 frets. So to match that pitch, you have to compensate up 2 frets. Now that's an F add 2. On the guitar, but on the banjo, hang on one moment. So if I did this on the banjo, there you go. That becomes an F dominant 7. Doesn't sound right. Man, that's how that works. F chord, pinky on. Anyway. The same concept applies with the ukulele. So here I have the E string and then the A string. So when I'm playing the ukulele, what I'm thinking in my brain is E, A. And I have that point of reference in my mind of where my notation is. It's probably the most bass-ackwards way and confusing way to think about it, but that's just how my brain works. Hang on. So then what I can do is I can play like a fun little melody. So, and now the other thing is chord voicings. Now an A minor on the ukulele is just standard 1 finger. But, so what I do for the A minor often is I'll add the C in the top end. So it's A minor here, and then you add your A finger, whichever one you want. I don't give it, it's Ras. So if you do that, she came to the window, I was struck down, like a shadow, honey. Bloodstains on the carpet, honey, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, honey? Annie, are you okay? Would you tell us that you're okay, honey? I was struck down, like crescendo, honey. Bam, and you have that. So too scrawny to be Fat Axel right now. All right, anyway. So yeah, it's like that. That's how I think of it. So when I'm able to play those melodies, that's I'm comparing it to the guitar, and then it just becomes muscle memory after you do it for a while. Crazy, but that's how it goes. Millions of people living as foes. Maybe it's not too late to learn how to love and forget how to hate. Mental wounds not healing, driving me insane. Going off the rails on a crazy train. Going off the rails on a crazy train. And bam, rock songs done on the Ruka Rara.